Hello and welcome to Joos. My name's John McDonald and today I'm going to show you something a little bit different. We're going to make an arrangement, but the whole thing is going to be with preserved material. Now we're not talking artificial like silk flowers, we're talking about material that's actually been glycerined or preserved in a certain way, and we've got a really exciting range of different materials. So where did we get the materials for a start? Well, we discovered this company called Verdissimo, and they specialise in preserving natural material, and they do a really big range. So if you're trying to find this product, have a look online and you will find them. So essentially we're going to use a nice ceramic bowl, and I've picked one that's got a nice texture because this whole arrangement is going to be quite textured. And we've got some different materials, so we've got a lot of different types of foliage, but our main flowers are going to be these beautiful roses. And these have been preserved, and they actually come wrapped like this. So we've got roses, we've got hydrangea. Now this isn't just dried, this has been preserved. We've got some Anastasia blooms, we've actually got some carnations as well. So the first thing I've done is I've put some dry oasis into here, and that's really just to act as our base. So don't use the wet one, it's not strong enough. And I'm just going to line the edge here with a little bit of Tillandsia moss. Now just to stop that moving around, we're going to pin it with some wires. So I'm just taking wire, cutting it in half, and then folding it into essentially a hairpin. Now you don't need to cover the whole area. If you do, and you do it too thick, you'll find it's quite hard to put material through. So just go around the edge, and if there are any gaps in the material, then it helps to hide the actual foam. Nice and simple. So we've really left this area here quite clear that it's easy to work in. Now we're going to start adding the foliage. And for this arrangement, I want to do really, like the style that's in fashion just now, really quite a kind of open, loose style that's showing lots of different texture. So we're starting with a little bit of this material that's got a lovely two-tone aspect to it. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the beech. Now the beech seems to be quite a good kind of stock material, so we'll use that as a base and go more to the edge with that. I'm just working my way around. So the beech isn't that exciting in itself, but it creates a base that we can work more exciting material through. And the next one I want to use is this ivy. And they had two varieties. They had one that had berries on it as well, so you can keep a little eye out for that. And again, just using a different material is giving us a different texture. Now I would say that these materials are not cheap, but they do last. We've trialled them, and 6 months, no problem. I would imagine it depends where you place them, but if they're not in strong light, then I think they'll do quite well. So we've created a bit of a base, but it's a little bit boring. So we're going to add in some different textures now. So I've got this eucalyptus. And this is so easy to cut, so easy to use. And I also have some kind of heathery material. Now what's great about this is it really lightens up what we're doing and really creates a contrast of colour. So when we first discovered this material, we got some and tried it, and we made an arrangement similar to this, and it lasted no problem. 6 months, perfect. So now I've got some eucalyptus. A different style. Just be careful when you're stripping off the bottom leaves that you don't end up going that way and losing your whole stem. What I tend to do is if I'm putting some material here, I'll put a little bit on this side as well, and then it tends to look more balanced. So we've used our kind of base materials. Now I've also got some Ming fern. Now just be careful, this can be a little bit spiky. And I find that the stems that they're on, because they're dried, are nice and strong actually. Now this is interesting, again this is an asparagus fern, and it's giving us yet another texture and shape and interest into our design. So if we put 2 on that side, we can come over this side and add another on. So we've created our base. Now we can add our flowers. And these roses are amazing, considering that they're totally dried, totally preserved. Now you could keep these little bits as well for filling in on other arrangements. I'm just spreading my roses through the bowl. And we're not wanting to make an arrangement that's heavy with flower. We're wanting it to really showcase all the flowers that are there. So now with the hydrangea, we can break this down into little pieces. And again, I can use a wire just to create a little bit of length. And this is quite nice, low down and at the edge. So yes, we've got one big head, but actually splitting it down means it's better value. Now you could tape this if you wanted to finish the stems, but the reality is, if you've got the wire right in, you're not really going to see the benefit of that. And then our little Anastasia. Because these are quite delicate, I want to put them in a recessed way. And then, by being recessed, the material round about them will offer them a little bit of protection. And just to finish, what I've done is I've wired some carnation heads as well. Now, again, I'm going to keep these quite recessed just to protect them and also to stop people really seeing that they're as preserved, because they're not totally realistic. So let's just check our design and just check that you're happy with the balance. And I think that's very good. So you're essentially making an arrangement. It's not going to be a cheap arrangement, but it's going to be one that could last for 6 months to a year. And really, you're going to have no work with it at all and no cost with fresh flowers. So thank you for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a different product. And if you'd like to keep up to date with all our designs, then please subscribe to our site. Thank you.